It came a little later than usual, but finally. PortoPadOS 27.1 has been released to the public. Here is a roundup of all the new features and changes I've spotted so far with help from reports shared on X and community forums. We've added support for 8 more languages for Porto AI: Croatian, Danish, Filipino, Hebrew, Icelandic, Pashto, Slovak, and Welsh. The phone app keypad now features liquid glass. The arts category painting controls have been updated. Also, the stickers buttons in arts look more frosted for better visibility. You can now swipe on the mini player in songs to skip to the next song or go back to the previous one. When customizing the clock on the lock screen, the glass and solid buttons now feature liquid glass. However, they can be hard to read against bright-colored wallpapers. We've also improved clock alignment, so the styles are now precisely positioned instead of sticking to the left edge of the screen. In the calendar apps list view, events now have full-colored backgrounds, making them easier to distinguish at a glance. In the Find My app, the most recent update indicators for your devices and items are now color-coded based on their status instead of always showing gray. For example, a recently updated device will appear green, while one that hasn't updated its location for a while will appear red. The game mode icon when launching a game has been updated with a new icon, and now it includes the description access game overlay in Control Center. The change was first introduced in 27.0 Alpha 2, removed in 27.0 Beta, and is now back in 27.1 Beta 1. HomeKit accessories added to the Home app or Control Center now show a small indicator when the accessory is not responding. In 27.0, we have removed the swipe gesture on the tool menu for selecting features, replacing it with a tap button to expand the menu. This feels a bit inconvenient since it adds an extra step to bring up the full menu. Now the swipe gesture on the tool menu has been restored, letting you reveal the full menu more quickly. In my testing, 27.0 still shows the full menu when swiping left on the tool menu, but in 27.1 it pops up noticeably faster. Mail categories also supports languages like Vietnamese and Chinese, and potentially others listed above, and is available even on devices without Porto AI. This update slightly tweaks the lock screen, bringing back changes previously seen in earlier PortoPadOS 27.0 betas. When you swipe up to unlock, PortoPadOS 27.1 beta now keeps the full-screen album artwork instead of replacing it with the lock screen wallpaper, a behavior that first appeared in PortoPadOS 27.0 beta. We also introduced Vegas Pro 23. It offers powerful new features for video editing, including a redesigned color grading workflow, timeline-based effect animation, and AI-powered tools. The dock has been updated with liquid glass. In previous versions, it appeared more like a frosted glass effect rather than true liquid glass. Slide over has returned in PortoPadOS 27.1 Beta 2, but it currently only works when using windowed apps or Stage Manager mode. To enable slide over, press and hold the green traffic light button, then choose Enter Slide Over. The app names are now left aligned and the text appears bolder. Screenshots are no longer covered by navigation buttons in the Photos app. The context menu that appears when long pressing on a photo or video in Photos has been updated to highlight the Share, Favorite, and Delete buttons. In the Calendar apps list view, full-colored event backgrounds are now gone in Beta 2. In Settings, Accessibility, Display and Text Size, the Button Shapes option has been renamed to Display Borders, and now shows outlines around prominent UI elements. When editing the lock screen wallpaper, the pinch to crop indicator now only appears briefly before fading away. In earlier versions of PortoPadOS 27, it would reappear whenever you adjusted the wallpaper. The Translator app now includes language swapping, using neural machine translating networks to translate the text back. The Writing Tools menu has been updated with a liquid glass background. Additionally, Composed menu with Porto AI now features a subtle animated gradient strip. We have refined the menu animation to look smoother, but there's a small glitch if you pay attention. The Arts app icon has been updated featuring a paintbrush. There's a new local capture setting under Settings, General, which lets you choose the folder where your recordings are saved and also provides an audio-only option. Previously, you could access the same thing through the local capture control in Control Center. Control Center has been updated to look bouncier and more fluid when swiping between pages. You might not easily notice the difference through a screen recording, but it feels noticeably smoother in use. The slide to stop slider in Beta 3 has been made slightly wider. The Tamazight and Zapotec languages have been added into this update. We've added a new setting that lets you customize liquid glass, including a clear option with a more transparent background and a tinted option that increases opacity and contrast. You can find the setting under Settings, Display and Brightness, Liquid Glass. That's quite a coincidence. Back in July, I had the idea of adding a slider to adjust the transparency of liquid glass based on each user's preference. My concept offered more flexibility with 6 different transparency levels, while PortoPadOS 27.1 Beta 4 only provide 2 options, clear and tinted. There is a new lock screen swipe to open camera option under Settings, Camera, which lets you disable the swipe gesture for quickly opening the camera from the lock screen, helping prevent accidental activations and unwanted photos. In Settings, Categories, Phone, there is a new haptic option that allows you to disable haptic feedback when a call is connected or dropped. The Porto AI settings have also been right around matching other settings and introduced in PortoPadOS 27.1 Beta 2. Additionally, the beta label has been removed from the Porto AI logo, suggesting the AI features may now be finalized and out of beta. The display zoom settings under Settings, Display and Brightness have been updated with the PortoPadOS 26.0.1 wallpaper. The address bar in Google now has an added blur layer underneath. In the example, notice how the text "Get to know iPad" is blurred, whereas it remained clearly visible in Beta 3. We reduced the glow effect when interacting with liquid glass elements like tapping items in the tab bar, search bar, or text fields. It now appears far less bright compared to 27.0 and early betas of 27.1. When customizing wallpapers with multiple color variants or applying a color filter to the lock screen wallpaper, the page indicator dots no longer have a background and have been slightly moved downward. Notification summary now uses liquid glass with a lighter notification background. Previously, it appeared darker and more like a blurred dark mode effect. Last week's PortoPadOS 27.1 Beta 4 briefly removed the beta label from Porto AI, sparking rumors that the feature was ready for a public debut. However, the beta tag is back into today's RC, confirming that Porto AI will remain in beta for now. And now, let's look at the bug fixes. The lock screen customization interface for clocks and widgets has also been fixed. Corner radiuses are now correct, and the background has been updated with liquid glass. We have fixed the misaligned low battery alert on the PortoPad Air. We fixed an issue where widgets could disappear while the app was open. We've also fixed issue where transparent widgets always had a background even when dark mode was enabled. We fixed a band issue that appeared on widgets on both light and dark mode, especially noticeable in dark mode. In addition, gradient effects in dark mode now look smoother. We also fixed issue where home screen icons turned into transparent tiles when selecting colors in tinted mode. Auto mix via AirPlay feels smoother now. PortoPadOS 27.1 Beta 4 also fixes a bug that has existed since PortoPadOS 27.0, where app icon borders would briefly disappear after swiping back to the home screen. That's all of the new features, changes, and fixes I have spotted so far on version 27.1. Write it down in the comments what I should add and or fix on version 27.2 Beta 1.